Hey everybody, day 5 I guess. I was going to pick up, when I was talking in the last video, I was just moved to Asheville, and Tucker and I had broken up because of his social anxiety. So I was single for about 6 months, I think, 7 months in Asheville, and I met a guy named William, and we were together for 2.5 years, and he had a dog, a wolf. It was like a wolf husky hybrid named Max. So I essentially dated Will, and we had a dog, and we lived in a house, and then we moved into an apartment, and he was my last ex, before God pulled me out. So that was a really rough relationship. And there was a lot of things I think that God was doing in the background of that relationship, like during that time, that was laying the foundation of allowing me to exit that life. In a lot of ways, I look back and there was a period that Will and I broke up about a year before God finally broke through and pulled me out himself. About a year before that, William broke up with me. And that was really hard. My mom was wonderful. She flew out to Asheville and drove in a U-Haul with all my stuff to Dallas. And then I spent about a month in Dallas with my parents. I quit vaping, so I wasn't vaping anymore. So that was awesome. And then it was a really rough month. And a lot of things happened. And then Will came and got me, and we got back together. But I look back and I know God was kind of laying the foundations of what would happen like in a year when he would call me out for good. But there was lots of things. Like I got my teeth fixed for free in Asheville during that year. I got a car, which was amazing. There was a lot of different things that had to happen before all of the events of the last 3 years happened. So that all kind of happened, and then it all led up to this cascade of this amazing moment where God decided to reach into my life and pull me out. And then after that, it's just been an absolutely amazing journey with the Lord. I'm learning every day to just keep walking. I've had good days, and I've had bad days, and I've had rough days, and I've had days and I've fallen so hard back into sin, and then just gotten back up and kept walking forward and just listening to God as best I could and obeying him. And all of the last 3 years is pretty much documented in my books. In the book of Benjamin Kareth is the series. You can find it on Amazon under the name Benjamin Kareth. It's Kareth. And now there's 15 books total. I'm sure there'll be many, many more. But I can kind of go over highlights, I guess, from the 3 years. I'm still kind of, God takes you through so much in your life, and as you're pursuing him and pursuing a relationship with him, and I think trusting him that he's going to do things his way in your life, and it's bizarre when you listen to God and you obey, and you just watch him do these absolutely amazing things with your life, and you look back and you're like, Lord, what are you doing? How did you do that in me? You don't even see what he's doing in the time, until you get down further in your life, and then you look back and you go, where is this thing that I was struggling with? Where is this thing that I thought was so monumental and so huge in my life, and now it's just gone? And I'm at that place of re-entering community now and discovering how different I am from 3 years ago, how much God has changed me, how much God has poured into my life, all of the time that I've spent with the Lord for the last 3 years, how amazing his forgiveness and his grace and his gentleness and his patience with me is, and how every day is made better because I know him, and every day is made better because I serve him, and I listen and I obey, and I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I am chasing hard after God with everything in me, and I'm like, Lord, do what you have to do. Take me through what you need to take me through. Let's do this, and I'm totally devoted to that. I think the prayer house in the morning, that's just me listening and obeying God and saying, yes, Lord, like, pray for revival. Cool, let's do it. 2 hours a morning, sure, let's do it. Because there's something about obeying God. Like, he knows your life. He knows you. He knows what you need. He knows what the city needs, what the church needs, what people around you need. He knows, your weaknesses. He knows your strengths. And he's so good at guiding, when we seek him with a really passionate heart. And when we just give him all of our lives. Was one of the most amazing things he taught me along this 3 years. It was to give him my no and my nothing. And it's hard to explain, but it's like, I say no to God a lot. I obey God really well and I listen really well, but I also say no a lot. Like, I'm not ready for that, Lord, or no, I can't do that, or no, blah, blah, blah. Or I have nothing left to give you, Lord. Sorry, I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm hungry, I'm whatever it is. And I'm like, Lord, I have nothing. So I just give you my nothing. I give you my no's and I give you my nothing. And it was such a paradigm shift for me, because I realized it's all his anyway. It all belongs to him. Like, this whole earth, everything in it, every person, their lives, every moment, it's all his. It's all in him. It's all created for his glory. And I can offer my whole life, every moment of every day, every failure, every success, everything to him as an offering, and watch him do absolutely amazing things in and through me. And some terrifying things and some hard things and difficult things and trials, trials and temptations and struggles and tripping and falling and getting back up and, navigating all of these complex relationships with all these complex people. Humans are complex. My story is complex. I think I told my whole life story in 4 15-minute YouTube videos, basically, leading up to this point, but you don't even know an eighth of it. Like, what I've actually been through, what I've actually experienced, what I've seen in the world. Like, I've traveled all over the world to so many different countries. I've met and interacted with, tens of thousands of people, I'm sure, in my life, all over the globe, and had these incredible encounters with people. I'm meeting new people every day. I feel like I at least meet 5 or 6 new people every day, and then still try to manage. And even when I was alone with the Lord, it was traveling and stuff, I was never really alone, because there were always people around. There was always people to talk to. There was always people to share my faith with, or talk to, love on, care for. That's the whole point of our lives. It's like we blaze through this life, and if we keep our eyes on Jesus every day, if we just focus on him above everything else, and it's like he orders our steps, and it's like that verse, acknowledge the Lord and everything, and he'll make your path straight. And it's like, yes, Lord, I acknowledge you today in my weaknesses. I acknowledge you in my deficiencies. Lord, I acknowledge you in this crazy big thing that I'm struggling with. I acknowledge you, in my sins. Lord, I acknowledge you that I'm struggling. I acknowledge you that I'm weak here. I acknowledge that you have the cure and you have the fix, and your will is greater than mine, and I acknowledge you. And then he just makes your path straight. That is such an amazing promise, that he will guide us if we seek his guidance. There's so many people are like, I need this, or I need that from God, or I need to figure this out, or I need to do this, or I need to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, it's not that complicated. It's just the Lord, and he's amazing, and he's real, and he's kind, and he's gentle, and he's gracious, and he's glorious, and he's perfect in the way he does everything in our lives. And I feel like we lose touch in that, how perfect he is, how complete he is, how holy he is, how much the gift of salvation is amazing. Jesus is amazing. And the fact that he came to earth, became human, and then died for us, and then was rose again, and then gave us the Holy Spirit, and then loves us every day, and washes us clean, and picks us back up, and comes running when we're prodigals, and he makes wine for us out of just water when we're out, and He heals every disease we have and every injury, and heals our broken hearts, which pretty much, I mean, we've broken our own hearts, but he still, in his grace, heals all of our wounds from all of our sins. You know, like that's the phenomenal, amazing part of who God is. And I want to learn to love like Jesus loved. I want to love people so well in my life, whatever it takes. And these videos are hard for me because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm supposed to, how am I supposed to come up with something to talk about 15 minutes of every day for the next 360 days? Like, that's a lot of days. That's a lot of YouTube videos. That's a lot of 15 minutes. I mean, what am I supposed to share? So I just want to encourage you guys, like, seek God. Do it. Like, do it. Not talk about it, but do it. Get up in the morning and seek him. Read the word. Pray. Ask him to be more real to you than people around you. Because he's the answer to everything. He's the only reality that matters, I feel like. Like, loving him and loving people, but you can't love people if you don't love him. So why are you trying to love people if you don't love God? And you can't love God unless you're obeying him. And people miss that. They miss the relationship with him, and it must hurt his heart really bad. You know, imagine us as people, like, if we had somebody that was going around like, oh, I love Elijah, he's great, I love him so much, you know, I read the books that he wrote, and that's great. And yeah, but then they never actually spend time with me. I don't think they really love me. If they don't reach out to me to text me or call me or talk to me, I don't think they love me. That's how God must feel with us all the time. And I'm guilty of it too. I go through, you know, yeah, I get up in the morning and I spend time with God, but there's days that I'm totally self-consumed, you know, and God's just sitting up there like, you know, just waiting for us to talk to him, engage him, conversate with him, listen. You know, we don't do that enough. Listen to what God's saying, because we don't want to, because of course he's going to speak the truth. Most of the time we know what he's going to say, and we don't want to hear it. So I guess today I just want to encourage everyone to seek the Lord as best you can every day. Do the work in that relationship, and see where God meets you, see how God bless you, see how God feels you and gives you all of those things that you've been like longing for and can't get. Because I guarantee you, I feel like God will keep those things out of reach until he is all for you. And then he floods your life with blessings. And then he shows up when you pray. And then you reach out to pray for somebody for healing, and God's there, you know, and it's all out of the relationship. So be strong, do the work, pray a lot. And I'm exhausted. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's 8 p.m. and I did not get a nap today, so I can barely keep my eyes open. See the bags under my eyes. I'm like so tired. So I am going to go pass out. But I'm being faithful and doing this video. So talk to you later. Bye.